Alright, before we get started today, I want to tell you about something so excellent I couldn't live without it. Well, maybe I could, but it would just be really boring without it. I'm talking about Crunchyroll, the ultimate anime streaming service. Whether I'm watching anime like Naruto for death battle research or watching Cowboy Bebop just because it's so damn good, my go-to streaming service is Crunchyroll. You can get a whole month of Crunchyroll Premium for free by going to crunchyroll.com/deathbattle. Crunchyroll Premium gives you an ad-free experience and brings you the latest anime straight from Japan, with some simulcasts airing as soon as an hour after its Japanese release. So click the link in the description and get your free membership. Now, on with the show! Okay, guys and gals, today we're talking about stupid villains in comic books. I think you know the rundown, so let's just get right into this. I'm Jocelyn the intern. I do all the research nobody else wants to, straight from the desk of Death Battle. Now, let's start with a villain that is not only ridiculous, but has one of the least creative names I've ever heard. Let me introduce you to Asbestos Lady. Yep, you heard that right, Asbestos Lady. Introduced in 1947, Victoria Murdoch was a criminal scientist turned villain. Now, if you couldn't guess from her name, Victoria was fond of asbestos. For those not in the know, asbestos is a naturally occurring combination of silicate minerals. It's a real neat mineral that is both extremely lightweight and very resistant to heat and fire. It was this fire resistance that Victoria used to help execute her criminal plans. Victoria and her goons would start fires while fleeing a crime scene, making it impossible for law enforcement to follow while she and her fire-retardant friends hardly noticed the heat. Her resistance to heat and fire even led her to become the chief adversary of the Human Torch for quite some time. However, asbestos does have one big problem I'm sure a lot of you have already thought of. But if you're a bit too young to have seen all those mesothelioma commercials, let me fill you in. Simply put, asbestos gives you cancer. In fact, the litigation for asbestos is the longest and most expensive civil wrong the United States has ever experienced. So how did all that turn out for Asbestos Lady, you ask? Well, she eventually landed herself a cushy spot in prison, but not for very long. Because she got cancer from her extended exposure to asbestos. Womp womp. Now, it might seem like Asbestos Lady chose a terrible substance to abuse for evil power, but that's chump change compared to Snowflame, who, I shit you not, gets his evil power from substance abuse. Snowflame was a villain the New Guardians encountered in Colombia. Thanks to his superhuman strength, speed, immunity to pain, and even pyrokinesis, he defeated the New Guardians, almost killing them. But how did Snowflame get to become so powerful he could defeat an entire team of superheroes? By snorting copious amounts of cocaine, of course. Snowflame even claims that cocaine is his god and that he is the human instrument of cocaine's will. You gotta be high to think up that. And I want to clarify, it's not like this guy had superpowers and then started doing cocaine. No. Cocaine literally gives him superpowers, like Popeye and spinach. Snowflame has done so much cocaine that just touching him can give you a contact high. Think about that. He's done so much coke that he has the white Midas touch. Sadly though, Snowflame didn't last too long. After their defeat, the New Guardians formed a plan and attacked Snowflame and his goons once again. But this time they had a plan. Blow him up in a chemical shed. Okay, well, that probably wasn't their exact plan, but now Snowflame is dead as shit and it worked out pretty well. Now, if getting superpowers from drugs wasn't enough, let me remind you that once upon a time, Captain America went to war with drugs. No, not like America's war on drugs. Cap actually fought the literal personifications of drugs. See, some tentacle-faced aliens showed up to Earth and gave a group of addicts a new alien drug that gave them superpowers based on, well, drugs. Let me introduce you to Miss Fix, a needled non-heroin user. Ice, who shoots ice, since I guess they couldn't find a way to weaponize meth. Crack, a man whose punches hit like a crack pipe. And last and most likely least, Weed, who doesn't really do much but make smoke. Eventually, Captain America sneaks aboard the alien ship and blows it up along with the personifications of drugs, who were searching for more of the alien drug. Oh yeah, if they stop taking the alien drug, they die. I mean, that seems like a really terrible message. Don't you dare take drugs, kids, but if you do, remember that you better keep on doing them or you'll die. With the enemies burning in flames, America was made a safer and more sober place. Well, that's all, folks. See you next time.